The six-time winner Natasha Bodman is out of the water soon after Jones and wants to gauge where her body is right now. You can't train so that you feel great on any day. Like last year, when Natasha, the great champion, was forced to walk.
Everything was shaking, and I felt horrible. And I felt like I'm gonna fall apart or probably couldn't walk again. And then someone, I heard shouting. You rock, Natasha! You're champion! And then I just said, yeah, that's not the part where I'm gonna stop. Even if I have to walk it, I'm gonna finish that race.
Natasha finished 10th last year, but she did finish. Over the next half hour, the rest of the field heads out to the bike. Their ages span 7 decades, and some make you think, no way. At the head of the bike race is American Chris Lieto. This is his strength, and he admits he wants to set the pace on the bike. Question is, what will that get him? In the chase pack are all the contenders, including Chris McCormack. At this moment, Chris McCormack has the advantage over Norman Stadler on the bike. Very strange. Stadler is supposed to be superior on wheels, while McCormack is better in running shoes. The last thing Stadler probably envisioned is this, getting passed by McCormack on the bike. Stadler is quickly in very unfamiliar territory. The last time any man repeated was 5 years ago. That was American Tim DeBoom, who's back after missing last year with a stress fracture.
I don't think missing a year hurt me at all. If anything, it's going to help me. Recovery-wise, deep in your body, you've only got so many of these efforts in you. And to miss a year might be a good thing for me. After winning once or twice, you definitely know what it takes to win here.
The biggest challenge any champion faces is staying there. It's hot today, like lava hot. All the signs are wrong for Norman Stadler. Start with the clock. He's losing time to the lead. He's being passed by riders, which on a good day would never happen. He is actually consoled by one rider, and that tells you there is also some physical signs that they see. There's been a crash, and Natasha Bodman is the victim. The cause? A cone in the road, of all things. The damage? An injured shoulder and forearm. A return to the race doesn't seem plausible. The thought of another win instantly gets rearranged.
That's the most...
It's the most difficult.
Natasha, one in here? Well,
I go anyhow.
I know you're really tough, and
I try to. Yes,
We'll
please.
hold you till you're going.
Hey, cool. Thank you, guys.
Natasha looked like an old lady, then sounded like a little girl doing what she loves. There's no way she can finish this. Is there? One moment, it looked like the next destination for Switzerland's Natasha Bodman was the hospital for x-rays after her crash on the Queen Kaahumanu Highway. The next, she's getting a push and giving everyone around her an uplifted feeling. The can-do attitude of a six-time champion. Now, the first thing Natasha had to do was regain her rhythm and find ways to stroke and minimize the pain. That accomplished, Natasha could begin to catch up with the race. Now she is making up serious ground. Natasha Bodman is doing this. We return to the rivalry between Chris McCormack and Norman Stadler, which is personal and very juicy. Very different for the Ironman world, where rivalry has always been defined as Mark Allen versus Dave Scott.
Dave and I really had a respect for each other athletically. and we were competing against the perfection that the other one was going to bring into the race. That's, in my opinion, a very healthy rivalry. It brings out the best in you.
I don't think there was the internal friction that we see today with the top guys.
Macca and Stadler, it seems like not only are they competing against the other person's athletic ability, but they're really trying to kind of beat each other up on a personal level. And I don't know if the respect is there between the two of them.
Every triathlete respects their body, and right now Norman Stadler's is badly malfunctioning. He can't keep down any fluids, and that can mean system shutdown. This is why there are no guarantees. If Chris McCormack could see these pictures, he would know the race is changing. The rush and the adrenaline are starting to wear off for Natasha Bodman. The pain is starting to take over and dictate the pace. It's her shoulder, perhaps, and the simplest things are becoming major obstacles, like reaching for a water bottle. The trademark smile of Natasha Bodman is gone. This is Brian Boyle. It's his first Ironman. July 6th, 2004. His father Garth got the call. No parent ever wants.
She said, Brian's been in an accident. He's in critical condition. And I proceeded to just say, no. No, and on my third no, I'd find myself on my knees. Never felt so hopeless in my life.
The impact shook Brian's heart to the other side of his body.
In all honesty, I did not think he would make it, because it's one of the worst traumas I've seen, and I've done this for a little more than 15 years.
He was pretty much hanging by a thread. That he could pass away at any time.
It was unbelievable, because I don't think there's any greater torture in life than watching your child suffer.
There was a little stairway. Me and her stood in there, and we cried for about a half an hour in disbelief. Couldn't believe that this was happening to us. I just wanted to have my little boy back. Any way I could get him back.
When I would get in the elevator every morning, Garth and I would go upstairs to see him. My stomach would turn because I didn't know what I was going to face when I would go in. Every day it was just something new and something worse. It was never a good day.
2 months of bad days, and Brian lost hope.
I just couldn't take it anymore. It was the agony, and it was the suffering was so excruciating that I just did not want to live anymore. I started praying to God, just end this, end the pain, end my suffering. I said my final prayers, and I was ready.
I told my wife, I said, I think, Brian's given up and he's going to go away from us now. So on the second visit, I gave him a pep talk. I had to tell him that he was the only thing we had in our lives. As far as I can go with that, guys.